name is Lolli Poppers. I'm from the Rio Grande Valley. I usually perform in McAllen and Brownsville, but I'm from a little in-between town called Harlingen, Texas. I've always loved being that little gay boy that would get on any radio station and I would just lip sync all the time. Didn't know what it was, but I would pretend that I would sing and I felt my Britney fantasy. When I got older, I remember going to my first gay club called Club Escape back in 2008 in Harlingen, Texas. I went and saw my first queen, Valerie Paris. Blew my mind. And I looked at her and I said, I want to do that one day. And that's where, you know, being in the world of entertainment, I just fell in love with it. Seeing a big, bold, beautiful queen be herself, and so many people just gawked at her, loved her, and just, she was just getting all that money, and I was like, I want that. I want to be her. So, oh, my very first performance. So, my first performance was actually, I was shoved into it. I actually wanted to step out in drag for the first time and just like walk around in drag and just feel myself. And it was a Women of Wednesday at PBD's, and Nathan was like, you're doing a show. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're doing a show, pick a number, you're gonna do it. So I ended up doing The Way You Make Me Feel by Janelle Monáe. Girl, I tripped on myself twice. I knew barely some of the words, but it was so horrendous. But I just felt the love from the community, because I knew it was the first time, because this is the first time on stage, that the way they were just applauding and tipping, and it was one of those things, and I said, you know what? It was either two ways. I was either gonna run out of there and never do it again, or I was gonna stay. And I stayed, and you learn through the process, and through that first performance, I'll always hold it special to me, because that's how I actually met my best Judy in drag, and she's one of my best sisters, so I always hold it really special. My biggest competition, other than my own self, because I believe that, you know, we're our worst critics in the end of the day. My biggest competition since day one, when I saw what we saw, it was my sister Bambi, because I work with her a lot. I know what the bitch can bring. She's fucking fierce. She eats cunt. Like, I mean, everything, her makeup and everything. And I just feel that confidence goes a long way. And I love that about Bambi. So, other than myself, I would say her. I would have to say that what they don't have. That's a tough one, but I will say that I tend to see that I always have like a consistent positive energy that moves forward. Something happens, girl, plan B, let's go with this. Plan C, girl, let's go with this. We're not gonna wait here and we're not gonna whoop around that, oh my God, my outfit, give me some fish wire, let's sew you up. You know, you don't have that wig, borrow mine. You don't have nails, here, borrow this. There's always a way to come out about it, because we can sit and pout about it or we can move forward. And in the pageant world, stuff happens all the time. Either something happens, somebody gets sick, and you got to figure it out A, B, or C, because you still got to go on stage and put on that show. So, girl, I'm gonna give it to my sister, Miss Slurs. I love her to pieces, but Miss Slurs, I love you, girl, please. But she is one of those girls that is just like, she is such a villain. She's like the little pot stirrer. She already has little names for the girls, but it's just because she's so funny and she's just so out there. But girl, she's definitely the villain of the season.
What would it be?
I already have one. 2 hits and everything fits.
Okay.
That's really simple. So pageantry has always been something I fell in love with when I started drag. And when I saw Texas Forever come out, I'm like, this is fucking cunt. I remember seeing it come out, the promos, I mean, just the exposure, the way the system ran, and the filming. I'm like, oh, this is like a boot camp of Drag Race. This is perfect. And then when I saw season 2 came out, and actually I was going to apply for season 2 for the original season, and I said, you know what, no, let's hold back. I kind of want to see how the season 2 happens. And then when they announced Plus, I was like, oh mama, no, I'm doing that. There's my doorway. It's double-sided big, so I can fit through. So we made it through. I would like to take away from this experience to see that I believe that I am a fierce competitor. A lot of my sisters hold me up to a very high standard as far as, bitch, you're sickening, your mug is this, you know, you're very nice, you know, you always are persistent and clean. And sometimes I believe, like I said in the beginning, the biggest sometimes critic is my own self. So I said, from coming out of this, I've been bonding with all of our sisters. Like, I've learned that it's that boost and that ego that has actually helped me, you know, realize that I am the fucking big bitch. I am that girl from the valley. I am representing my area. You know, there's not a lot of plus size queens. You know, I always feel that as plus size queens, it's harder for us to do a lot of stuff, even by buying fabric, bitch. I'm not gonna go and buy 1 yard. I'm gonna have to buy 3.5 to make this, you know? And so I feel like as being a plus size queen, I feel we have to work 10 times harder. And I feel that when you can make a staple in your community, and now the state of Texas, like in this area and hopefully in the nation, it ends up being one of those things where from taking all of this, I am Lollipoppers. I am that bitch. So, yes. So, when they said, let's go for 90s, I said, okay. Oh my God, I want to get emotional. But my mom, she was always one of those girls, head to toe, she matched color, jewels, nails, makeup. And so she was working in an office all the time. So she was in administration, and my mom always had these blazers and these jewels, and I would see my mom get up in the morning and she would do, like, of course, back in the early 90s, it was like the blue eyeshadow, the red lip. My mom always had her nails done, and when I was drawing this out, for some actual reason, I just saw my mom in one of her like business suits, so I said, I want to give 90s executive, but cunt. And so what inspired me was my mom. That's what inspired the look today.